This is Amsterdam, and this is Amsterdam Central Station. And this is the plan to build a gigantic parking garage directly on its roof. Today, almost unthinkable. Deep car-centric infrastructure in a city fetishized for its walkability and bike lanes. But a parking garage right on Central Station was just one plan of many. Multiple plans to transform Amsterdam into an American city. It's the 1960s. The country's economy is booming. Car ownership is rising. But Amsterdam has a problem. Streets designed for horses and walking are filled with cars. It's unsafe for cyclists and pedestrians. The city isn't prepared for the future. So Amsterdam's Alderman for Urban Planning and future Prime Minister has declared that owning a car is a human right. People won't live in the city anymore. They'll commute there. The car in American metropolises are the symbols of progress. But upgrading a city that is more than 600 years old seems almost like an impossible task. Luckily though, there are experts. David Jokinen, a Harvard and MIT educated professor with a 48-page plan to revitalize the city, American style. There's also Centric Kaasjager, the chief commissioner of the Amsterdam police, a traffic officer with big ideas on how to solve congestion. To solve the problem, the two have three solutions. Without these upgrades, the city will stagnate. The first, roads. The city must be made more accessible by car. Professor Jokinen proposes major highways from 6 directions, one from the north through the I Tunnel towards Purmerend, one cutting through the middle of the city from east to west, another in the southeast. Heavy traffic will have its own route on the east side of the Amstel River. The existing neighborhood will be torn down and replaced. Another one in the south, 7 blocks in the Berlage neighborhood, and half of the pipe demolished to build it. In the southwest, another one by removing half of Kinkerbuurt, a working-class neighborhood with a high housing density. Rapid trams will run between the car lanes, and stops will connect to shopping centers via pedestrian bridges. But Jokinen's highways only solve part of the problem. In the center, the old street layout and canals make it especially hard to find space for traffic. But Kaasjager has a solution, an intelligent scheme to create more space for cars in the cheapest, fastest way possible. His solution is simple, efficient, elegant even. The canals used to transport barges, now they do nothing. So why not fill them in? Kaasjager recommends filling in parts of the inner canal belt with roads for cars, 2 to be precise. Together, he and Jokinen would create 2 concentric ring roads and a network of highways. But still, this isn't enough. Cars getting into the city isn't the only problem that needs to be solved. Cars that go places need places to stay. So Jokinen advises building 16 surface parking lots and 21 new parking garages throughout the city. The dairy factory at Leidseplein replaced with a parking garage. Between the Dam and Spui, a parking garage. At the Binnengasthuis, a parking garage will be built that connects the shops with a pedestrian bridge. They believe that they would become some of the biggest attractions in the old city. If you were heading to the office, stuck in traffic, we've got the perfect solution for you. AnyDesk is the fast, secure remote desktop application that connects you to your computer from anywhere in the world. Access important files from the comfort of your own home. Collaborate with colleagues on a project while sitting in your favorite cafe. AnyDesk makes it simple. With lightning-fast performance and virtually no delay, it feels just like working at your own desk. Your connection stays protected with enterprise-grade security that keeps your data safe. And it works seamlessly on your phone, tablet, or computer, no matter the operating system. AnyDesk is trusted by over 200,000 customers worldwide, from small businesses to major corporations. Visit hoog.best/anydesk4 and try it now, completely free. A famous church on the single demolish it and replace it with a parking garage. Behind the new Bijenkorf shopping center, parking garage. And of course, the gigantic parking lot at the city's main transport hub, Amsterdam Centraal. But even with all of these new garages, it's still not enough to meet the growing demand for car access. Luckily, Kaasjager had another elegant solution. Just fill in some more canals in the inner ring for surface parking. But there's one crucial part still missing: the actual places people are going to. To stay viable, the city needs office space in the center, where people will do business. Large sections of the city center will need to be raised for modern offices that will guide the country's economy into the future. Kaasjager wants to build at least 150 of them. The highways will be straddled by offices, hotels, banks, and luxury high-rises. Jokinen advises turning the pipe into a second city center. It will have a university, a hospital, and an opera building shaped like a volcano. He recommends the same for out west, a giant new urban center made of similar types of buildings. And the Jordaan, Kaasjager thinks it's better to just start over, demolish it entirely. The central business district will extend into the neighborhood. Functions of the city should be separate, so the area will be filled almost exclusively with office buildings. Some may look at these ideas as ridiculous now, but there were multiple car-centric plans in Amsterdam that came true. And there were also some plans that didn't happen, but came much closer than Jokinen and Kaasjager. In 1972, the Amsterdam City Council held a vote on whether to extend a 4-lane expressway through Newmarkt. It almost went through because the councillor's wife had just gone into labor, so his vote couldn't be counted. They managed to contact him, and he voted no. 1 vote. When the economy took a sharp downturn in 1973, the fate of car-centric planning was essentially sealed. After multiple protests and realization by Dutch urban planners, the city recognized the problems of car-centric development. Kaasjager's plans to fill in canals were met with outrage. Jokinen was hired by a car importer. He was never taken seriously by the city council. But these plans do still represent a vision for the type of city that Amsterdam should become. Whether you agree is up to you, but for us the answer is clear. Before you go, I want to say that I know exactly what you're thinking. How does he do it? How does he get hyper-specific Google Mesh imported into Blender and rendered so quickly using cycles with a high sample count? It's crazy. Everyone that's watching this video clearly understands how to use Blender. And I can do it because I have a render farm, which I'm now making publicly available for everyone to use. It is the fastest, most intuitive, and cheapest render farm on the planet. If you think I sound like a salesman, that's definitely true, but I also want you to prove me wrong. Just check it out. With your purchase, you can get like 10 euros of free credits if you use the code HOOG. And I think you'll like it. And if you don't, then like bash me in the comments and say that it's bullshit. I would really like to see that. Yeah, that's all. Thank you for watching.